not look good. Does not look good at all. Oh, hey, what's up, everybody? I didn't know everybody was in the house. Galaxy 5057. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate you. So, this customer of mine just purchased this car. Yep, 352. Just purchased this car from Meckham last Wednesday, and it was delivered to his house. He jumped in it the next day to go take it to his buddy's house to show it off, and he didn't make it 6 miles down the road, and it broke down. Fuel gauge shows half a tank, and that is not the case. He ran it out of fuel, had it towed here, told me there was a massive oil leak, or told me there was an oil leak. It is, everything appears to be leaking. And so he brought it to me to check it over and give him a list of what's wrong. Well, I have a legal notepad that is already full of everything this car needs, and I'm not done with it at all. I strongly advise anybody, if you're going to buy from Meckham, take you a mechanic and have him look the car over before you bid on it. Let me take you down. Let me take you off the mount here and show you something. Let me show you guys something. Yeah, look. Meckham, right? So, I want you guys to look at this. If you know what that is, that's a carburetor. There's your fuel line. Right? The fucking irony right there. What's up, Ali? Yeah, well, I'm sure it happens to everybody, but you guys can see. Apologies, let me get you back right. The oil that is just all over this poor car. Let's go around to the other side here. Do you mess with jetting? I mean, I can do anything with a Holly carburetor. Look at that. I know it's a bright light. There you go. That's the timing cover, and it is not like an old Ford or anything like. Let me zoom in for you. There you go. Not so bright. So I'm gonna come back. Look at all this. And come back to the back of the engine here. Saturated. Right. The whole underside of this engine is nothing but engine oil. It's everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. The transmission's leaking. It's a 3 on the tree car, which is kind of cool. So, but it's got a GM rock crusher in it, and it is leaking oil everywhere. Well, that's a rock crusher. It looks like a rock crusher. Most rock crushers are 4 speeds, but it looks identical to a GM rock crusher. Same casing and everything. Now let me bring you back to the back of the car. Now, the floor in this car is gone. Somebody took a piece of sheet metal and stomped it into the rear floor pan and put one pop rivet in it. Just one. And then undercoated the underneath of the car, probably a good 1/4, 1/8 inch thick. But this is what I thought was funny. Let's get this out of the way. So, of course, there is a bunch of Bondo in this car. Let me zoom in down here. Literal wood screws. And that's holding a panel from the underside in that rear quarter. That hole, rust hole. Both sides are like that. Frickin' wood screws holding sheet metal panel in. There's Bondo in the rockers, and a lot of it, and it's cracking, splitting. The rear window, I guess you could call it a package tray, is nothing but Bondo. Okay.
He's doing his homework.
Okay. Nothing a welder can't sort. Well, nothing a very good body man can't fix. That's for sure. It can be brought back to life. The bad thing is that this guy spent a pile of money on this car. When it came across the block, Meckham said this car was valued at $30,000. If it was able to run and drive and be dang near flawless, I'd put it at the $15,000 range. But this poor guy paid $25K for this car. Didn't even get out of his chair to go look at it. And this is what you get. He lost his ass. He's the same customer. Some of you guys follow me and watch my videos, my live streams. This is the same guy that bought that 67 Firebird. The LS3 swapped Firebird. And paid almost $60,000 for it. And I did probably $8,000 worth of work to it just so he could drive it. Yeah, it's I would call it fucking fraud. Honestly, it's definitely misrepresentation of a car. When someone says it's valued at 30,000, it kind of gives the person that's bidding on it the sense of security that the car is in really good shape. You know, if they'd have said, "Oh, it's appraised and valued at $5,000," it would have never sold. So it's ridiculous. Ollie, buddy, you come on down here. You come on down here where I'm at. And you can load this up and take it anywhere you want to. I will turn my head. I will be happy, and I know the owner will be happy. It is not, Nathan. It is not clean at all. The inner fenders look good, yes. The firewall, from what you could see, looks good, but after it rolls and go to the floor pan, it's rusted. There's holes all in it. It's Swiss cheese. Absolutely Swiss cheese. It just make you work on diesel Volvos. You damn right I would. Damn right I would. I've got 3 clutch jobs right now on 2024 and 2025 Volvos that you could do. 3 of them. So this is an old ass car, right? But it's the misrepresentation that pisses me off. The top is fucked. The suspension's fucked. The steering's fucked. It's got massive oil leak. It's got transmission leak. The motor mounts are gone. The transmission mount's gone. Wheel bearings are gone. Rear differential is leaking heavily. The wheel seal on the right rear is leaking. There's holes all through the body, major big holes. There's rust popping through the paint in some spots. The little fender extensions that cover the wheels, I don't even want to take them off, because once I do, you're not going to get them back on, because that piece of metal is so thin and rusted. As soon as I pop that retainer, you'll never get it back on. Are they easy? They're not too bad if you know what you're doing. Yep, 57 Galaxy. They gave his car like 3 names: Galaxy, Fairlane, Burka. The clutches aren't too bad, but the sketchy equipment you have to use to take the, 1,500-pound transmissions in and out is what makes it a little dangerous. So what he asked me to do is to get it to where it's safe. And how do you really get a car that's in such bad shape to where it's safe without putting a crap ton of money in it? What the fuck? Yeah. Well, my channel doesn't get a whole lot of traction with shit like that. But unfortunately, Meckham really covers their ass when they sell something, because it's all sold as is, where is, no guarantees, no this, no that. And it's buyer beware. Unfortunately, it's all buyer beware. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to brake clean the shit out of this, because I suspect that most of this is coming from the intake manifold, and it's just washing down. I hope that the timing cover is not leaking, just because because the motor mounts are gone, there's an eighth of an inch of movement between the oil pan and the engine cradle. Get that timing cover off, I'm going to have to loosen that pan. Well, given the age of everything, as soon as I crack that pan loose, it's just going to be another leak. So ideally, the best thing for this motor, which I told the customer, I said the best thing, because it also has some blow-by in it, and you could see the oil up here where it was spraying out from the filler. I told him the best thing he could do to this is take it to a restoration shop, have them disassemble it, take the motor, have it rebuilt and resealed, take the transmission, have it rebuilt and resealed, take the rear out of it, have it rebuilt and resealed, and go from there. And then body shop would do their thing. This car really needs to be dipped. It needs to be dipped in a tank to where they could take every bit of everything off of it and then see what he's got. And I don't think that this car is going to survive in a dip tank. I think when they pull it out, it's going to be like the window frame and maybe the tops of the fenders. I know the rockers are gone. They're filled with Bondo. It's bad. It's real bad. Yeah, I check everything before I buy it. Yeah, I check everything before my sisters buy anything. They bring their cars to me, brand new or not, and I still look them over for them. You never know what you're going to get. Yeah. Yeah, because this is like the 390 Y block, I think is what it was, in the Ford 390, where the intake is like the other half of the cylinder head. And I'm really not looking forward to doing any of this, honestly, just because. Just because it's never gonna be. It's never gonna be what the owner wants it to be, and I can only do so much, with what he's got going on. It's always gonna have problems, and he's just opening up a can of worms. Is all he's doing. That's all he's doing is opening up a can of worms. Full of holes, yeah, absolutely full of holes. It's not. Yeah. It's not worth doing anything to. I told him. I talked to him yesterday on the phone, and I said, "Man, you may want to see what kind of leg you got to stand on. It's buyer beware, but the misrepresentation may give you some kind of foot." And so he did what he wanted to do, but he messaged me today and said that let's try to make it safe. I don't think he understands what safe is. And it's going to be really expensive. And finding the parts for these things. Where are you going to find fucking wheel seals and tie rod ends and pitman arms and drag links and, idler arms? Where the hell are you going to find that for a 57 fucking Ford? 352, 390, okay. Y block, yeah. Garbage. Just wants to go and stop. Oh, yeah, he wants to go and stop, but does he want to put $5,000 in this to make it go and stop after just getting raped on the price? I mean, he's got plenty of money. He's got more money than he's got sense. That's for damn sure. He's got more money than he's got sense. And it's a goddamn shame. I was supposed to go with him. To Meckham. He bought tickets and everything so we could go. But he didn't give me a heads up, a week or 2 weeks before. And I took a vacation. So the Monday I go back to work, he messages me, "Hey, Meckham, Tuesday and Wednesday. Got tickets." Dude, I can't just, I just got off of vacation. I can't just leave for 2 days and go to fucking Meckham. Ain't happening. You see that old ass braided hose there, the PCV? Nuts, man. Old shit. I bet you that thing is, oh yeah, mush. Absolute mush. The bottom of this, where the spring shackles are in the front, are packed with red clay. I don't know where they found red clay at in Florida, but they found it, and they're packed with it. I'm like, all right. So it tells me that this thing was sitting in a field somewhere for a while, and they decided to drag it out of that field and cut it, buff it, clean it up, or it was restored a very long time ago. Well, I use that term loosely too, because whomever did all the work to this deserves to be shot. And I'm sure they probably charged the poor old man a lot of damn money. I've seen Earl Shaw do better work than this. That's for damn sure. The other gas, the one here, this is vacuum. This one's vacuum. It goes to actually the factory cruise control. So the only gas line is the one in the front of the carburetor there. And they didn't even bother to take the damn fitting off the line. They just shoved it back and pushed the not for fuel use fuel hose on it, which is uncanny. Uncanny. Yeah, Mondo. Yeah, clay from dirt. Yeah, yeah. Who knows? Could have been a bunch of It could have been a bunch of Bondo packed in there from where they were running it over as they drove the car out of the shop. I don't think I'm gonna get any of this dry. So saturated and caked on. We're gonna focus on the hot spots. We'll focus on the hot spots and see what happens. I plan on going through an entire case of brake clean. That's for sure. The real kicker, real kicker is the not for fuel use fuel line on there. Hi-ya. Yeah. So caked on here. Really need to just power wash it. This motor should come out of here and should be power washed. And disassembled. It's like there's even clay. Like as I'm washing the oil away, there's even red clay built up on the front of the timing cover. Nuts. Put my sissy stick in there. Barrier hose? No. I have not. What a good time. How you doing, man? Dude, I got a pull out. You're more than welcome to stay on. just air it up so I can blow this stuff out of here. This is a mess. An absolute nightmare. AC extra thick hose. Double line. Hey, it's gonna get loud, you guys. I'm gonna turn my air compressor on. If you're wearing headphones, might turn them down. I think it's blowing it mostly. I think it's leaking, but it wasn't hot enough to really see it have blow by. But I got it running in my driveway and drove it around to the garage, and there was smoke coming out of the filler tube. So it's got some blow by. I'm sure after it gets 180 degrees, it's probably going to be really bad. J Vanilla. It's a 352. Oh, there you go. Ford Rules got you. It's leaking. Yeah, I think every gasket's leaking. Yeah, I think this was. I'd almost put money on it that this was like an inheritance type of car, where somebody died and Grandpa had this in his garage or in a field, something, and the grandchildren got it, had it buffed up and cleaned, and then they put it up for sale because it was part of a collection. So I'm assuming that it was an estate. The old man passed, and the kids, of course, sold everything. So it was part of a collection, if you will. Yeah, I don't know if they tried to keep it on the road or, you know, I don't know. I think somebody drove it. It's definitely been driven just because of all the oil that's everywhere and how bad it's caked up on everything. Somebody drove it for sure. And my guess would be that the factory radiator went out. So the kids probably took it down the road to a local shop, had them put an aftermarket radiator in it, got it running, they cleaned it, and sent it down the auction block. Yep. So I think that's about as dry as it's going to get. Only one thing left to do. Let's fire this turd up and see how bad this intake manifold's leaking. But first, let me make sure it's actually got oil in it. And such. Because I think it's about as dry as it's getting. You know, I've done what's that, 4 cans of brake clean deep in this thing already. So, yeah, I think it's about as dry as I'm going to get it without, you know, soaking it in purple shit and power washing it. Ooh. Ew. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's not good. Does have a Wix filter on it though. Does have a Wix filter on it. So let me chalk this wheel and we'll fire the old girl up. It does, I mean, you know, surprisingly it runs well. Surprisingly, it runs well. For what it is. Let's bend the key on this thing and see what happens. Well, I'm pretty sure it's the original motor. I would say it's the original motor, original transmission, original rear differential. I mean, the horns aren't factory. The radiator's definitely not factory. The master cylinder has been replaced once. Don't know when, but it was replaced. Like I said, he's got that wheel seal leaking in the back. You know, unless I can pull some numbers off of it, pull some numbers off of the motor, pull some numbers off the transmission, I have to assume that it's all factory. You know, of course the carburetor's not factory. It probably had a 2-barrel on it or something. Let's see what she's got. Get this key in there. the valve cover gaskets are relatively new, surprisingly. Yeah, I bet you can you see that? Can you see that, bud? And it ain't ran but what, a minute? Already cradled. Yeah. Well, you really see that smoke popping through now. Look. Look at that. Yeah. Let's go hands on here. Yeah, it's idled up right now, but the choke plate's still a little closed. Yeah, fucking fuel is steadily dripping out of the back of that bowl because the floats are probably stuck. See it constantly dripping? That's a lot of drip. Why she's idling so high. But what's up, Hoppy? How you doing, man? I'm gonna try and do this. Let me see if I can get you in here. I doubt you're gonna be able to see it. Let me zoom in. And I'm gonna try to adjust so you guys can see. I'm gonna try to get my light in there. You really can't see it. Well, we'll go over to the front. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, exactly. It's the secondary that's dripping. Exactly. It's not even the primary that's dripping. Right? Let's idle it down. Or not. Probably pushing too much fuel to idle down. Yeah, pushing too much fuel to idle down. Float's probably stuck or something along that nature. Let's see if we can tap her loose. You know anything about carburetors, you know that shit ain't right. But, oh yeah, we were already trailing. See it? Right there at the intake. Right where it meets the cylinder head. See it trailing already. Look at that smoke puffing out of that fucking thing. Look at that. Already huffing. What are we about? 5 minutes in? Yeah, float's probably stuck, needle's probably clogged up. God only knows. Check these rearview mirrors out though, huh? You got your mirror. And you got your spotlight. All one deal. Yeah. She's in rough shape, fellas. Rough shape. I hate to see the... Oh, excuse me. I hate to see the amount of sludge in this thing. Coming out the barrel. Ay, Dios mío. Alright, see, it's still got the factory heat riser plate on it. But, yeah, carburetor needs to be rebuilt. Look at the damn choke wire. They just throwed it off to the side. Don't need no choke where we're going. Yeah. I would say a good starting point is going to be the intake manifold as far as the oil leak goes. Convert it to a Pro mod. Dude, this thing would look badass with like a 671 or 871 blower sticking out of the hood. Big block in it? Absolutely. TDC. I don't know about that. But being that it's a Ford, I'd damn coyote swap it and put a fucking 10-speed in it. Yes, Jazz, it's a Ford 352 V8. Yeah, she's bad. She is bad. I'm gonna kick his wheel chocks out and I'm gonna roll this back. I'll let you guys see this rear floor pan repair. Oh, let me show you. Let me show you this. Let me show you this before I do that, because we all looked inside the trunk earlier. Well, the ones that were here. If you weren't here in the beginning, you missed it. But let's go back here real quick. So I call it a package tray, but you know that's usually inside the car. But this piece that runs in between the window and the back, right? All of that is Bondo, right? And you can see where they stopped spreading it, right? Because all this down through here is glass smooth, and then when you get into this turn, it's super rough where they swiped it into the turn, right? So let's drop down a little lower. Look at this. Look at that. That, my friends. Look at that. That is that same panel that you see smorted with Bondo. The underside of it. All the way down. Done. All the way down is done. But if you weren't here a minute ago, there's the wood screws. Oop. There's the wood screws that are holding a piece of sheet metal in. There's just some spray foam. And let's see if I can get you. Yeah. So I'm gonna try and do this with two hands. Oop. Come on. Come back to me. Let's do it this way. So this is the original outside panel, right? And there's a lip there. So everything. So let me get back in focus here. Please hold. There we go. So there is probably a 2-inch gap in that original rocker right there. And the rest of it is filled with Bondo. And there's your wood screws. And the wood screws are on both sides. And the packed Bondo is on both sides. Let's roll this old girl back. Oh, she's heavy. She's heavy. She's heavy. She's got a lot of girth to her. A lot of girth to her there. Let's see what we've got going on over here, huh? Alright. Yeah. So the misery continues. You can see where they filled this with Bondo, and it's starting to crack out. Right? Yeah, there we go. Right, it's starting to crack out. Lots of brake clean and exhaust here. So we're in the passenger floor right now. Yeah. There. Let's see if I can do it again. There you go. There's my flashlight. So, all the way back, my light is just extremely bright. Right, that's all rusted all the way across. Big hole here. Let's put this back, and I'll show you the back seat. So, here, hold that for a second for me. So here's your piece of sheet metal, right, to fix the floor that's non-existent. And there's literally one broken rivet, and then one rivet holding that entire panel into place. That one rivet right there. Look at all that. So, underneath the car, the floorboard has been undercoated, and it looks relatively fresh, right? And I kid you not, it's at least a 1/4 inch thick with undercoat, to where they tried to hide all of that. And I'm telling you about the rocker. Let's get under here. Let's look at that. Look at that right there. See, it's all rippled. And there's your Georgia clay. Bottom of the doors don't look too bad, surprisingly. Frames. Below is a list of some major defects that may occur in used motor vehicles. That's not saying that this is Maserati.
Yeah, that's a Maserati.
59 Ford Maserati?
No, this car. They have that as well.
Oh, cool. Good for them.
LLC, so.
Yeah, good for them.
I didn't know they brought that by yet.
Flintstone floorboard. Exactly. That's how I described it to him yesterday. Was that eventually somebody's gonna be riding in the back seat and they're gonna put their feet through the floor.
I ordered bananas. I thought I ordered 1 pound of banana. I ordered a single banana.
Way to go.
It said pound.
Yeah. Bondos and hopes and dreams.
59, yes.
59? Yeah, 59. I'm sorry. I probably said 57 earlier. 59.
Combining the Firebird with this one. 67 and 59.
Yeah. I got this smarts real good sometime. But he wants it safe and drivable. I'm not sure I can give him both of those things. Look at his little fingers. E.T. phone home. Phone home.
Do you find the leak? Or majority of the leak?
Intake manifold's going to be the first start. Intake manifold's going to be the first start. And then bypassing that heat riser is going to be the second step when all that comes apart. But rebuild the carburetor, because it is constantly just dripping. The float's either out or the needle's stuck. Something is shitty with that carburetor. So that needs to come off and be torn apart and checked. The fuel lines need to be replaced. And the intake's got to come off and be resealed. That'll take care of some of the oil leak. But I suspect that the oil pan, the timing cover, probably rear main, front crank seal, all that's probably leaking. I've had that thing for a long time. And unfortunately, I've never had to use it for anything of mine. It's all customer cars. Can you push that wheel top? I'm going to get this back in the garage. Okay, well, I'm pushing this. Let it roll back. Get that out of there again. While I'm pushing this, will you turn that steering wheel to the left a little bit?
Is the one right now?
Yeah, the one's down. It turns real easy once it's rolling. It's probably not. Just a little bit, not much. You ready?
Yeah.
That's plenty. Let it go straight.
It looks straight on the side.
It's not.
Oh. Okay.
Be a wheel chop over there. Got it?
Yeah.
scared to pick this thing up because the frame is so heavily undercoated that I don't know if it's structurally sound, and I'm scared to pick it up. But I picked it up by the front yesterday and got it a couple feet off the ground and rolled underneath and just gave everything a look-see. Glass packs, 2-inch exhaust, 2 of the hangers are broken. You know, it's a shame. It could be a really cool car, but what do? You overpaid. Do you put 20 grand in a $10,000 car? Do you put 25 grand in a $10,000 car? What do? That's unfortunately that's a thing he's going to have to answer.
They ain't never gonna see rain, that's for sure.
Be sure and hit the folks. Yeah, hey, y'all don't forget about hitting that folks. Drive it through a shopping center. Shake the rust out of it. Yeah, could definitely do that. Probably. Given the state of how bad the leaf springs look and the shocks have got to be 40 years old, front and rear. You hit speed bumps in this thing, and it's going to be like a cartoon, you know, where you see like the coyote sliding across the road in a seat and holding on to the steering wheel. That's probably all you're going to have. Yeah. I think I'm going to have to. I think what I really need to do is probably roll it out and just power wash the ever loving shit out of it. Buy rotary and knob gear. No, new gear. Knob gear. Buy rotary. Please hold. All right. Written down. Yeah, yeah, and the owner didn't want to put the top down, and I didn't blame him because I didn't want to put the top down. I didn't want to try to put the top down because it is this side's still attached. The other side is not. And when we checked it yesterday, the passenger floor was wet. So you can see top's no good right there. And he had this thing sitting out in the rain. But I mean, it's a cool car. Don't get me wrong. It's a cool car. The spotlight mirrors, I think, are probably the coolest thing. What's up, Mr. Hickman? You let me ship this car down to you, bud? I can talk the owner into it. You guys work with Swiss cheese, don't you? Look where he got this thing from. Yeah, you don't want no parts of this. Not for what the owner paid for it. You don't want no parts of this, Bubba. Here, listen. Listen, Linda, listen. I don't want to run a magnet down it. I should, but I'm not gonna. It is a big girl. Big girl. It's longer than my F-150. And that's got an 8-foot bed on it. And this thing is longer than that by about a foot. But I'm going to finish making up my list. I'm going to have to try to source some parts for this thing. And I should have enough parts to rebuild that carburetor. Not a big deal on that. But to get it safe is going to be crazy. Get it safe is going to be crazy. Yeah. This one's even got the Continental package on the back. And a spare tire. And that's an old BF Goodwrench tire too. But I will say it again. I said it earlier. Don't buy anything from Meckham unless you have somebody check it. And that somebody needs to be somebody that knows what the fuck they're looking at. Because you too will run into a problem such as this one. That's right. That's right, Ollie. It'll be the safest option and the cheapest. That'll be the cheapest, safest option. And you know what? I'll tell him that too. Let's see what the hell he says when I call him later. Yeah, you want to make it safe, man? You're gonna need 4 cinder blocks and a floor jack. What up, C6? How you doing, man? Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah, that fuel line tripped me out because it clearly states not for fuel. And where is it going? Right to the damn right to the damn carburetor. Yes, sir. C6, this is exactly what you need, man. You need a big pimpin' spinning cheese car. You might die in it on the way home or break down 5 miles from the house, but uh, you know, it's got the door closed warranty. Once you sit in it and close the door, your warranty is expired. Do a short on that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the fuel line. I will definitely do a short on that. Yeah, I wouldn't. I thought it was messed up because the poor guy spent a fortune on this, a small fortune on this, and made it 6 miles down the road, and that was all she wrote. You got a 63? Hell yeah. And my neighbor's trying to sell his 64. I got a gold 64 on Air Ride. Big pimpin' car, 2-door. It's on Marketplace in Florida if you look it up. I think he's got $60-some thousand price tag on it. I don't know. I don't think it's cost effective to put this car back in service. I really don't. Do I need a paycheck? Absolutely. But I'm just going to marry myself to this car. That's what it's going to be, Once I do some stuff to it, it's going to be my baby. And it's going to be here for this, for that. Every little thing, oh, this ain't right. You know, the wheel bearings are bad in the front. Wheel bearings are bad. The brakes are soft. Like I said, it's got a wheel cylinder. The rear's leaking. The trans is leaking. The engine definitely got oil leak. So the body, the the top. I'm sure somebody, a convertible top plate, could probably fix that top and get that back on there right. But you're not looking away from all of that, all those holes, the floorboards. I mean, what do you do? What do you do? Yeah. It's gonna snowball. It's gonna snowball. You're never gonna be away from this. It'll be a cash cow for sure. But it's like, do you pull the trigger now and spend all the money, or do you do it a little bit at a time and then still have to pull the motor out, rebuild it, reseal it, and put it back in the car? You're better off just biting the bullet and doing it all at one time. Pull the motor, pull the trans, pull the rear, fix it all. Do all the steering, all the suspension, the brakes, do it all. Get it all done at one damn time. The body bolts that hold the body to the car are rusted to shit. You're not getting them out. You're torching them out. They're not backing out. You're not getting them out. There's some of them barely have a head left on them, so they all gonna have to be torched out. The body needs to be lifted off the chassis, and it needs to be restored. Unfortunately, it needs to be restored. Yeah. Walking. You walking? Your car break down on you, man? What's going on? Yeah, I'm not sure if Rock Crusher made a 3-speed. I mean, it looks identical to a Rock Crusher. Same casing, same shifter arrangement. I'd assume they did. Just because that's back in the day, that's what they had. So, rust in peace. 12 a.m. Ah, hell, you be all right. Thanks for stopping in, Ali. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Yeah, that's what I said earlier, John. I said it'd be a good candidate for a coyote swap and a 10 speed. It's got like the smaller 9-inch rear in it. I think it was like the 8.5 or some shit back then. It's got a three on the tree. It's got a three on the tree, which is cool. I haven't driven a three on a tree in like 30 years, so that was kind of cool to do. Just drove it from the driveway to the garage, but it was still kind of cool. Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for the dude, but this is what happens, man, when you don't check shit over. Yeah, don't dump the clutch. Yeah, I wouldn't dump the clutch in this thing anyway. You're liable to tear every damn piece of suspension out from underneath of it. The leaf spring bushings are shot. Like I said, there's not a good part on this car. There's not a good part on this car other than the glass. Everything else is bad. The body is bad. It looks great on camera, and I'll tell you that it looks damn good. But there's spots where rust is popping through the paint. You can see it starting to bubble and stuff. You never got a chance to drive a three on a tree? Good Lord. You missing out in life, bud. It's the most confusing thing to your brain the first time you do it because you're like, what the fuck am I doing here? What is it, Dave? Dave, it is a 59 Galaxy. convertible. 352 with a 3-speed manual transmission. Yep, Ford. Ford. And this one lives up to its name, because it's gonna be a fixer repair. Thanks for stopping in, John. Man, you take it easy. I ain't seen you post much lately, bud. What's going on with you? Oh, interior looks good. Carpet looks good too, man. Motherfucking carpet. Motherfucking carpet look good, though. Yeah, well, I don't know if I can't open the door that much. Let me get you off the mount here. Busy traveling. Man, come on. I'll probably get better access to the other side. Traveling. Come on now, you got cars to do. Traveling shit. I mean, it looks all right. Lots of fun in no time. I get you. Oh. Yeah. C6, you don't want to know what's underneath that carpet. Got that man pedal in it, though. What's underneath that carpet is a lot of rust and a lot of holes. Look at my poor grass, y'all. Yeah. Flintstone quality. Yeah, I'll show you. You see down in there? Those are literally wood screws holding the panel from the underside of the car in. Fucking wood screws. Both sides are like that. Both sides are like that. Floorboard's gone. Yeah. Yep, floorboard's gone. Quarters are gone. Fiat. A Fiat 3 to 5 years. That thing don't run no more anyway. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to. I'll finish making my list, and I have to try to find some parts and give him a rough idea of what it's going to cost. And I know those intake bolts aren't going to come out peacefully. I know that for a damn fact. He bought this from Meckham C6. He bought it from the Meckham auction in Kissimmee. Yeah, it rolled out on the block, and they said car is valued at $30,000. Let's start the bidding. And he paid $25,000 for this car. He told me 20, but I watched the auction video and it was 25,000. Yeah. Yeah. There's twice Meckham done bit him in the ass. He's the same guy that's got that 67 Firebird. Same guy. And he got bit in the ass with that Firebird. Luckily for him, that Firebird was LS3 swapped with a 5-speed in it. And it has a 9-inch forward rear in it. And it was in a lot better shape. Still shitty repair work, but a lot better shape than this car's in. He said that his wife wanted it, and she was nudging him to buy it. And I don't think that they knew it was a 3 on a tree, because I don't foresee his wife driving a manual transmission car. And they don't even have fucking garage space for something like this. that Firebird takes up their whole entire garage. Yeah, I mean it's a gorgeous car. Don't get me wrong, but it is fucked. It's just it. I would hate to see this thing get tanked. Honestly, I'd hate to see somebody put this in a tank to strip it, because I guarantee you there would be nothing from the top of the door down. Guarantee it. And if there was, it'd be Swiss cheese. Yeah, yeah, Meckham is. Yeah, he was there in person too, and never got out of his chair to go look at the car, go walk around it or nothing. You know, like I said, coyote swap it, put a 10 speed in it, upgrade the suspension, go to a cow track, go to a cow track setup in the back, and be happy. You know, after you spend 100 grand fixing the body. Because if you hit a couple potholes in this thing, I bet you the bottom half of that door probably fall off. It's already cracking. The Bondo, where they Bondo the shit out of it's already cracking in some spots. So it's only going to get worse. Yeah. Coyote and a 10 speed, this thing will be right, boy. Do some twins. Because you got enough room under here. You put some twins on it. Yeah, you could definitely do a Boss 302 and a 10 speed. Hell yeah. Yeah, I do I do the repairs. I don't sell cars. I do repairs to cars. This is a customer's car. I do side work occasionally. And this just happens to be one of my paying customers. Most of my other customers are, friends. I've got one friend that'll kick me some money, which is cool. But, I've got other friends that barely even say thank you. You can hear them crickets, man? Damn. Yeah. Yeah, the lizards, man, all the cold weather we've had, the lizards are dropping like flies, and all the natural critters are coming back out. Oh yeah, classic cars definitely have more soul, man, but sometimes you got to pick your battles. You got to pick your battles sometimes. This is a big project, and honestly, the best route for him is to take to a restoration shop. That's the best thing he could do for this car. But what are you gonna do? You gonna put 50 G's in it? You gonna put 50 grand in a car you just overpaid for? Or are you gonna fucking nickel and dime it and just get it, that close to being halfway decent? What's the temperature right now? It is 78 degrees. It was cold this morning, dude. I had frost on my car this morning. Ford Sierra Cosworth? I can't say I've ever seen one. I know the name, but I can't. A Cosworth. I know the name, but I honestly can't say I've ever seen one. Well, the thing you got to look at, man, is chassis work is nuts and bolts. It's nuts and bolts, is all it is. 99% of what you do on a car, or 90% of what you do on a car, is just nuts and bolts. If you've got a little bit of a memory and organization, you could tear anything apart. Stay organized, pay attention, take photos. You could do whatever the hell you want to a car. If you don't know body work, I would definitely have take a couple classes in body work, because it can go wrong very, very fast. This old stuff, this old shit, this car should have points in it, but it's actually been converted, so it doesn't have points in it anymore, which is great, because I haven't adjusted points since I was like 18 years old. Not that it's difficult, but I just don't want to fuck with it. Yeah. I mean, I don't know everything. That's for sure. I don't know everything, and most of the stuff that I don't know, I figured out on my own. Which is fun. Yeah, ignition points. Dude, I had no clue how to paint. I had no clue how to paint, and I did that shit myself. Is it perfect? Hell no, it ain't perfect. Has the paint been on the car for 10 years? Absolutely. It ain't flaked, it ain't peeled, it ain't chipping away. Some asshole pushed on my bumper with his knee and split the paint off the bumper. But other than that, it's still on there. Yeah, that's my fox body. Yeah. Old 4-eye girl. Beast mode. Yeah. Yeah, I finally drove it after sitting in the garage for 2 months after fixing the clutch slave. Finally drove it. Did just fine. Beat around town in it. The wife and I went out last Sunday. I think it was Saturday, Sunday. The wife and I went out at it. Went cruising around. Cold as shit outside. Windows up. Windows up kind of night. Never seen one? Well, buy it. Ship it. Buy it. Ship it. It can be yours. You'd be the coolest fucking guy you know. Drag race much? It used to be my dedicated race car. And then I coyote swapped it and put a 5-speed in it. Now it's a cruiser and a roll race car, really. It hasn't seen a drag strip in probably 8 years, 6 years, somewhere in there. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't have any, since YouTube doesn't really like illegal street racing, they tend to, uh, blacklist you on your content and they don't push it. So there used to be a lot of street racing content on my channel, and then I just locked it all down. And surprisingly, once I locked all that shit down and made it all private, my views started slowly creeping up. And then they got me back in the algorithm, and then my views started creeping up, which is great. That's, it's phenomenal. Going at this YouTube thing for about 2 years now, and it's channel's slowly getting better and better. I don't edit for shit. I do a lot of live streams. I do a lot of shorts. My video editing is horrendous. I don't do any voiceover editing or any bells and whistles, if you would. It's all pretty cut and dry, plain Jane. Here it is. I don't have that hook that people like. I don't have that attention grabbing clickbait shit. It's just plain Jane content. Here it is. Watch it, don't watch it. It's whatever. Only nice American cars. Well, that's cool. That's cool as shit, man. Yeah. Yeah, you could probably get away with driving this one. It's pretty quiet now that I did the mufflers and stuff on it. It's pretty quiet. So you probably wouldn't piss a lot of people off. Plymouth Cudas. Everybody likes a damn Cuda. Everybody likes a Cuda. Viper. Eh. A ZR1. Eh. I'm not a Corvette fan by any means. Not a Corvette fan by any means. I mean, they make some badass Corvettes, but I've driven a handful of them, and I just don't like the way they sit. You know, when you're in the car, I don't like the way they sit, especially the older stuff like the Barbie Corvettes, the '70s, '80s Corvettes. I just don't like, you know, and then they put the freaking parking brake on your left side, American car, parking brake on the left side. So if you drive a manual, you put it in gear, get out of the car, and then set the parking brake. It's stupid, man. Absolutely stupid. 2 lives a week. Yeah, I was hitting the live streams pretty hard there for a little while, and you know, content drops off, and I like to talk shit and hang out with people and stuff. But you know, people stick around for content. They don't stick around to talk to some random fucking guy in Florida. You know. GTX, GNX. Dang, I don't know what the hell that was. Something blowed up. Anyway, I'm gonna get the hell out of here, you guys. I appreciate everybody coming in, hanging out, listening to me ramble. Uh, Worked on the car a little bit. We got a good way to go, and I'm gonna go work on my list. Try to find some parts. Give this guy an idea of what he's about to get into and everything. I appreciate every one of you. You guys come back see me now. You hear?